Come on, Trish! Kill him! My painted body comes to an abrupt end and a violent stop. To an abrupt and violent stop as I feel the brutal force of a blunt object smashing into my leg. My crippled leg. I feel like if you're going to make a sentence that's this fucking overloaded, you don't do this. Don't add this on top. Just go with your crippled leg. Like, you're already really laying it on thick. A blunt object. Yes, you just described a blunt object. Comes towards... Just say the blunt object. It works way better. It's the same fucking thing. It comes towards my leg again, hitting the leg brace. Why are you still wearing a brace? I thought your crutch... Whatever, I don't know what's going on. Hitting the leg brace and filling the air with the sound of metal striking metal, along with whatever left of my leg brace hitting the ground in shattered pieces. The pain is so intense, the leg feels like it's been lit on fire. I fall on my back where I can briefly watch a glimpse of my attacker, a menacing figure in a short stature and a grey coat, with a face obscured by a paintball mask. I can only stare at them in shock as they move close, their gloved hands gripping the blood-stained bat. Behind the obscure figure I see Svang? Why are they standing behind them? Leering at me with a cold and malevolent instead. Oh, wait! Oh, shut the fuck up! Figure spits at me with a muffled voice. How do you spit something at someone if you're also muffled? As she interrupts my cries with a shift kick to my face, knocking me out. +2 battery crippling. Anon, you might be overdoing your Adderall prescription, but your cripple prescription is long overdue. Anyway, Anon's getting his shit kicked in, and then Rosa shows up because, remember, we're technically writing something with hope. Don't just stand there, help me get him in the van. Vamos. I finally come to my senses, fading in and out of consciousness. My eyes are greeted by the sight of a car seat to my right. When did I get in the car? Up from before, a surge of pain comes out of my abdomen. Some groan in response. Oi, piano. Should that be a question? I look in the direction of the voice and I see none other than Rosa in the driver's seat, looking at me with a concerned expression. Wait, when did she... Rosa, what happened? Damn. That's the talk. Before responding, she pulls the car over to the side of the road. She leans slightly out of her seat to face me, her attire consisting of a dark orange hoodie with some orange flower print across the chest. I think she might like a button knowledge, I don't know which flower it is. Gracias, Jesus. We found you. You're getting beat up by someone on the street near the pharmacy where Stella found you. Wait, Stella? Rosa responds by nodding over to the car seat next to her. This gesture prompts me to shift my position so I can get a view of it. There's Stella, curled into a ball in the passenger seat, arms around her knees. Buried in her lap, she quietly sobs. She tries to say with a shaky and muffled voice while bursting into tears. Is she crying? I was scared that much earlier. Did I? Not te preocupes. It's not what you did to Stella's been. The voice trailing off. So she's trying to figure out how to deliver the following words with tact. She looks at Stella with sympathy, and then returns the gaze to me. No, it's the wrong one. It'll do for now. She has been through a lot of pain since that day happened. I answered no, what day it... You don't have to tell us, man. How one bad day and one shitty boyfriend caused innocent people to die. Well, Anon, if you think about it, it took place over multiple days, really. And God knows how many lives were destroyed. It looks like you've been through a lot of pain yourself, no? Rosa's what break me out of my grief contemplation. She's gazing towards my leg, which now is a bloodstained bandage. My leg brace nowhere to be found. It's my fucking luck. Those cost more than what I get in a month. My gaze turns to the bandage covering my leg. Mi madre gave me a first aid kit to keep in my car, so I did what I could to stop the bleeding. Who did this to you, Anon? What kind of person would attack an injured chico and leave them to die in the streets? Rosa's words with flair. Rosa's words with a flare of concern. What the fuck? What do you mean, Rosa's words? Oh, wait, they flare. Rosa's words. Why don't you say her words? Why do you have to make it a weird one? The words flare with a mix of concern and fury. Why flare? Are you talking about F-L-A-R-E? Because that's a different one. You mean flare up, which is R-E. Have to ask Mr. Streamer, do you think Ewan and Trish messed with Fong's guitar before prom? I always felt that was heavily implied, and it also makes sense. And I'm just going to put this down. I feel like if the story is going to go with one bad day and it being coincidence after coincidence, it doesn't work. It needs to be Trish who does it, because it is in line with Trish. It is what Trish would have done to propagate themselves. It basically lets, it's everything Trish wants. It makes the story way more about intentions and actions, which is kind of important. It's not a story about random events. So I feel that if you interpret it to be just random, the story becomes a little lamer. On the other hand, I can kind of see it not being the case, because Trish does seem legitimately upset about everything that happens. But, I think a school shooting would make anyone legitimately upset about what happened. General reaction takes me aback. Why would anyone be this concerned over what happened to me? Besides, neither of them visited me in the hospital. Why would anyone sort of give a fuck about me now? But my pitiful inner monologue is interrupted by Rosa's continued glance. She's just expecting an answer about my suspected attacker. I struggled to answer while trying to describe the attacker. So I got a brief glance before I lost consciousness. A feminine voice, some sort of mask, and see you on the short side. Of course, God, I'm retarded! It doesn't matter right now. We need to report this to the police here. That was a statement pulled out of my thoughts. There's no point. The police aren't gonna do anything for someone like me anyway. I don't think it's really about you as much as the person that, I don't know, Anon. You are a white man. You get a little more than most do. Also, weren't you in the news as like a hero a little while ago? I feel like the actual thing that would get in the way is the fact that you have to deal with Ripley. I feel like Ripley would be the obstacle in the situation. Like, you have a reputation, people would probably do something for you. They're attacking the hero who stopped the killer! Oh no! I say with a mixture of pain and exhaustion in my voice. Like, you were hounded by paparazzi, man. You've got a rep. This sours Rosa's expression as she motions to my leg again. We have to take her to the hospital. The pierna todavía está en muelas. Es muy mal estado. Is that really what you call someone's state? I'm really glad English guys don't feel like I remember back from high school. I mean, you can interpret a lot from context, Anna. Rosa, I don't have any insurance. With the little money I have, wouldn't even cover the hospital. It wouldn't even cover the doctor getting into the room. Rosa's expression seemed to go from determined to uncertain. At the same time, she begins to mumble something to herself in Spanish. I'm glad I'm not the only one who does that. Rosa, isn't your mom a doctor? Stella softly chimes in, snapping Rosa out of her mumbling. I can tell Rosella begins to contemplate Rostella's suggestion as she rubs her wrist. It is not her area of expertise, but I'm sure mi madre would be able to help with Anon's injury. You can just call her Mama. Like, that's a thing in Spanish. It's not so formal. Mi madre médico. She nods to Stella. Before I can interject with anything, she faces the windshield and turns the key in the ignition, causing the van's engine to roll. Do not worry, Anon will be there soon. No te muevas. Don't move, you idiot! I don't think you have to tell him that. She calls out, shifting her eyes towards the mirror. Why didn't they just leave me? Why the fuck? Don't you just end the chapter here? You've got a perfect fucking cliffhanger, you dingus! You could have gotten so many more views and clicks if you didn't write like an idiot. Come on. What's going on with this freaking music? Finally arrived at Rosa's house after driving for half an hour. The car ride was rather uneventful. Rosa caught on how painful it was for me, and I insisted I saved my voice, and no argument there. On the other hand, Stella managed to stop crying when she withdrew her pair of headphones from her bag, immersing herself in her own world, attempting to soothe herself. I can't help but wonder what happened to make her so frightened. I don't know, Anon. She was also at school, probably. Maybe she saw one of the bodies. She doesn't look crippled. She survived. Did she know anyone that died? We've only ever seen her hang out with Rose and the Microraptor a couple of times. Although it's strongly implied that Fang did not have a reload and only had 6 shots, which is why Fang is out of ammo and there are about 5 bodies you can see. So you can go with Fang only had 6 shots to work with. In which case, no one else other than the people that we saw died, excluding Anon, who just got shot. okay with here. Don't you mean Somosaki? I'm just saying, man. All I'm saying is that in Spanish, apparently, it's perfectly normal to just ignore the subject of a sentence. It's really weird. Rosa's announcement pulls me out of my thoughts. I glance at her house and the general surroundings. Fawn got that. McCree, ultimate, ready. God damn, that explains where the reload came from. A beige-colored house adorned in cobblestone, situated on the quieter parts of Old Caldera Bluffs. Away from the sea. Away! I must escape from the city. And overlooking the countryside. The lawn that lay before the house could only be described as immaculate, accompanied by a small but beautiful garden that crept underneath the house's windows, displaying a composition of various colors and plants. Considering how passionate Rosa was about gardening back at Volcano High, it makes sense that her passion would carry back to her at home. Stella, I need you to help me get Anon inside, okay? Rosa requests of her friend, completely devoid of the authoritative presence that I'd noticed from her requests in the past. What else? Nothing else. Blech. Now I just need something a bit meh. It's just not meh. Stella silently replies with a nod before refusing to return her glance. Two exit the car and make their way towards me. The door opens, and I see a pious Ancleo grip me. Unlike a typical outfit from when I knew her at Volcano High, the hoodie was accompanied by clean jeans and fall boots, contrasting with skirts and sandals that she often wore. Which makes sense as the days get colder and we head back into November. You met her in fucking February, man. You met her when it was cold. Rosa begins to help me out while attempting not to put any weight on my further crippled leg. Si atato Anon, I got you. She calls out and moves to my right side to offer support while Stella accompanies my left. Thanks, I struggle to say as I put my arms on both their shoulders, and the two proceed to help me make the journey inside. From 10 feet in front of us, the door opens, revealing a middle-aged Anglo woman of medium height, Rosa's mother. By the way, I read chapter 1 and 2, I think, but like a long time ago. And I just know that so far, I might not have said much. I might have been kind of like flipping about some of the text, but so far, I like it. I like it. I mean, we're moving. Shit's happening, and I've always said that like one of the worst things you could do is have nothing interesting happens. Man. Well, I don't have to bother some people that I know. It's all right. By the way, I'm not having issues. It's just like the tiniest tickle in the back of my throat, and it's like, you do anything, buddy, I'll jump out. Dios mío, ¿qué le pasó a tu amigo, niña? She asks her daughter with a great deal of concern in her voice. Lo atacaron en la calle y la desasirieron la pierna, mamá. Rosa calls out while trying to help me indoors. Oh dear. Set him down on the couch and we'll have a look. I'll be back in a moment. She addresses us as we finally make our way indoors, presumably switching to English so Stella understands the directions. Anon, this wouldn't have happened to you if you didn't get Fong to play Fistful of Frags with that. Listen, we can all make our own theories. We can already make our own theories on whose fault it is. But we all know it's Anon's fault. After entering, We took a ride into the living room. This was adorned with the typical Latino... What the fuck does that mean? Decor, along with a cross hanging above the TV. Shouldn't that be included in the typical decor, if anything? I also see a handful of framed pictures of Rosa and her family. Judging by the other actors in the stories, looks like she has a brother and a sister. Over here, Anon. Ahí estamos. Rosa's mother enters the room with a medical kit, a bottle of pills, and a bottle of water. She sets them aside, faces me. I don't know if you would put bottle of pills and bottle of water like that. It feels kind of weird to have two bottles, and they're like very different bottles. It's all going to be okay. Anon, is it? Yeah, thank you, doctor. I pause mid-sentence. Don't think I've ever learned Rosa's last name. It's Castillo. Castillo. It's Calle, so it's Castillo. She replies with a chuckle. It's okay, Nino. You can just call me Miss Castillo. Mrs. Castillo? Mrs. Castillo? Because Anon's an asshole. Mrs. Castillo redirects her attention towards my miss of a leg. How the hell did you know how that was spelt, Anon? Listen, I know enough Spanish to know how they're written if I hear them said. Redirects her attention to my mess of a leg, noticing the now bloodstained bandage applied by her daughter. Slight rip off the jeans above the affected area, and the slight tone of denim reminding me of the past I endured not too long ago. Why are you wearing the pants you have with a bullet hole? Don't you have, like, bulk shit? You can throw away one set, man. I'm afraid there's not much I can do here, Anon, but the best I can do is maybe clean the wound, apply some new bandages, and give you something to help with the pain. She says with a tinge of regret in her voice. She reaches over to the medical kit and withdraws a pair of bandages, gauze pads, and other medical supplies. I've seen so many first aid kits appear in the typical boomer shooters that I waste my days with, but to actually see what's inside is no experience. Wait a minute, you're not allowed to have this on there. I was like, what are you talking about, Anon? Why is there a red cross on this? I download Doom and there's a pill on it because they say, oh, well, we can't put the cross on there because the red cross gets all pissy about it. Anon, this is just a bag. That's what I'm talking about. Would you give us a moment, please? I think Anon would appreciate a little privacy for the process. He turned her head to address the two. We're both standing by the door frame and observing the two of us. Just the two of us. Anon, what the fuck are you on? I need my Adderall. I can't concentrate. Rosa's a single sister and brother, bigged out. Everyone knows that a Latino family has an absurd amount of girls and then one boy because they just wanted a boy and they couldn't get one and they just kept having girls. See, Mama. Rosa replies in a mother tongue. Heh! Shut up, Anon, that's dumb. Displaying a level of concern in her eyes towards me. I mean, to be fair, that's such a fucking American thing to say because I only speak English. Like, to me, it's like, that's just goofy. Okay. Rosa takes Stella by the hand, gives me a reassuring nod before heading to another room with Stella. My footsteps become fainter and fainter. So, fun fact, I have been writing of late, right? I've been doing writing. I just haven't... I haven't uploaded anything, is the problem. I don't know why. I just haven't uploaded anything. I'm just a big fat idiot. I'm a little big baby. I had a sound when receiving electrical damage. Hell yeah. Oh damn! The thermal electric generator can now be fueled using the control right click. Hell yeah, baby! That's all I ever wanted. I need to copy some stuff because I got a new idea for a thing. I'm gonna probably poke on my. I'm thinking about making a work on the thing that's like exclusively shit that I write that I will never finish, and it's like, here's an idea I had and here's how much work I got done on it. Here's the first chapter, I guess. Go ahead and laugh. Shit, that could have almost caused a disturbance in my recording. I forget I can't use the numpad like this. Woo! God, that's a shitty title. Safi, that's a bad title. Why would you do that? There. I'll put in the tags, spooky ghosts. I mean, I don't think I'm going to use tags for this, because they're going to be one big work. Alright, where were we? Well, I was coughing my lungs out. We all know that part. Rose takes Stella by the hand, and they move out and move on. Oh boy, I love my Forbidden Whip folder. Gross monthly. Up top, boy! Up top, down low! In the middle, too slow. Like, I wanna open and save this image, but I know it's gonna open where you can see it, and I'll feel like a big bingus. Some rather... Hold up. We need a, like, moderate song right now. That's not moderate. This'll do. Some rather awkward time passes. Turns out that the gash was caused by the leg brace and must have dug itself into my skin when it was destroyed. Thankfully, Rosa's mother was managed to disinfect the wound and apply some new bandages. However, my left leg is once again fractured, and now I have no leg brace or crutches, just my fucking luck. However, I'm surprised by how she treated me. She didn't treat me like some delinquent or burden, but rather as a guest. She opened a house to me and showed genuine concern and kindness when any hospital would have thrown me out for not having insurance. It's a miracle I was able to take care of that bill when I got shot. I'm pretty sure, I always like to imagine that the town hall took care of that for him. Or is debt still coming? Is that a crying cat emoji? There's a crying cat emoji? There's a crying cat emoji. What? Oh my god, there is a crying face, cat face. Crying cat. My goodness. What a wacky world we live in. Where were we? As my eyes lazily wandered the rooms of the Castillo household, there were slow footsteps emerging from the hallway. Hola, Anon. How are you holding up? Just say está bien, man. Anon knows. She asks for holding a mug that emanates a comforting ray of steam. You can't say steam! That's water vapor! Emerging from the cup. Stella followed right behind her, holding a cup of her own with both hands. I brought you some tea. It's chamomile, she says, handing me the beverage. I've actually been the one for tea before, but I imagine it's a vast upgrade over the boiled dirt that I've been drinking that passes for coffee at home. Have you been keeping yourself up by drinking too much coffee? Man, those are some cat emoji. Hell yeah. Kitty kitty. I love kitties. I love little dumb cats. Oh, gosh. What the hell is happening? Oh. Apparently Blue Sky doesn't do moderation, and people are getting mad. Fair enough. If you want to get no moderation, you might as well go back to Twitter. That was me. Why did you two save me? Oh wait, whoops, I'm wrong. Raise my cup to my lips. Taste is rather pleasant, silky smooth, with gentle notes of honey and apple. Why the fuck is there an apple in here? I'll grab this next time I go out. Maybe it'll be better for you than your Adderall. I rest my cup on the coffee table. It's a coffee table, not a tea table, you fucking moron. Sitting in front of me, there's my host and saviors. Why is there only one host? Thanks, Rosa. You really didn't have to do all this for me. Says she and Stella sit down on the couch adjacent to me. But, why? Why did you two save me? Rosa seemed taken aback by my question. Anon! I am a child of Jesus. I couldn't just leave you dying on the street. It is the poor you must take care of. Yeah, you say that, but I'm pretty sure your parents voted for the guy who wanted to give everyone a flamethrower to kill the poor with. Well, you know you can't have everything. There are two platforms in this country, Anon. One says we should not murder people, but they are not in front of Christ. So what choices do I have? I don't know, you can make your own fucking party. Like, locally, you can do that. Like, I guess the presidential election's a little beyond that, but locally, you can make your own fucking party, you moron! Oh, I never thought of that. Why are you relying on these fucking assholes who have none of your interests at heart and keep kicking you out of the country? Why are you this fucking stupid? Why do people go to democratic countries and they're all like, oh, nobody does what I want? It's like, make your own fucking party. Like, you don't have to win the fucking presidency to get some shit done around here. God damn. That's me being pissed about local politics. My local politics, not yours. God damn. It's like, bitch, you can make your own fucking party in this country. Do it. You might even get some fucking seats. You might even be in a coalition. Wouldn't that be great? And even locally you can do shit. Jesus fucking Christ. Ugh. Why do you think every party sucks ass? It's because only the assholes who want to get some shit out of politics are making fucking parties. Jesus. Thanks, Rosa. Real leftists are all this for me. What do you mean, why did we save you? Deje sería mucho daño. We didn't just leave a friend to die in the streets. Hicieron. That's right. Huh? Next time my town is electing a mayor, I'm planning on running. Put in a joke one. Everyone loves voting for a dog. A friend. After all this time, they consider me an amigo. Actually, I consider you more of an amiga. What? What's that supposed to mean? I don't know, Anna, but you're so weak and soft and squishy that I can't possibly see you as a man. But damn it. Actually, that could work to my advantage. People don't hit girls, do they? Well, a girl would hit a girl. After the way I ruined and abused the flowers the first time we met, and after how shitty I was to Stella, I was just happy to meet someone who shared a love of anime and did nothing but try to be my friend. And after what Fang did to everyone, because of what I failed to stop, why won't they just hate me? Of course we consider you a tres niño stupido. The uppercase, man. The Spanish don't... I know they're not the Germans when it comes to making everything uppercase, but... even in a stupor of self-pity, I can't stop mumbling. I knew you never meant to destroy my flowers. Accidents happen. I could tell underneath all of that angst. You weren't, but just lost. You plan to convert me? Si. Well, at least you're honest. Rosa would echo throughout the room with a mixture of exasperation and compassion. And don't you for a second blame yourself for what that puta satanica de mierda did. That was not on you. Not for 1 second, Anon. No, I fucked up, Rosa. I fucked up real bad. I've been a better friend to those around me and not put myself before others. Technically, you put yourself before others in the sense that you just didn't give a shit. Like you were apathetic, not malicious. Things could have been different, which is kind of what your sentence implies. My eyes became strained and the tightness in my chest increasing like a vice as I struggled to contain my composure. You struggled to maintain your composure. Your posure is the containing, you idiot! Slap him on the head. Stop making these rookie mistakes. I'm gonna call you a rookie. TLDR, the top rats of Blue Sky are throwing public tantrums because everything they post gets repeatedly buried by dunking attempts for their repeated insistence on ignoring the presence of known shitlords and transphobes like Jesse Singal. Despite more than once this leading to harassment campaigns on and off-site. B, for a spate of extremely stupid bans and time-ons in the following of Charlie Kirk's death for people saying, yeah, no, it was a short... Oh. Rip Blue Sky, you truly were Twitter too. Ha! Man, I'm honestly baffled. I thought, you know, running Blue Sky should have been like a slam dunk of lessons learned. You get to copy the whole fucking code base of Twitter. All the good ideas and make the better ideas. And all you have to do is not be stupid. And they're fucking, Jesus, man. This is what I mean. If you rely on everyone else making shit for you, only idiots and losers are gonna make it. The reason politics sucks is the only people who go into politics fucking suck. Go into politics. Fuck. Why do you think they're all old? Because you're not in there, you young, strapping individual. I don't care what your politics are. As his eyes met my own, and I remained focused on them for what I felt like a deterrent. You're not dating Rosa, you're going for Stella. Get your head straight. After a few seconds, her eyes point towards the ground again, and she sighs. It looks as if she's about to speak, but she's cut off by her neighbor. I don't need you, Anon. Somber yet sympathetic words emerged from Stella. They emerged from Stella. Past tense, you already heard the words. Sitting beside Rosa, she stares vacantly at the cop she's clasping with both hands. I feel like honestly, if the biggest problem I'm having with this fic so far is that this guy has no grasp of the English language, thank God that's the only problem. I'm thankful that's the problem. I would much rather have bad English over bad plot writing. God damn. Why not both? People with money are not smart, and smart people don't waste any money on train sets. You want to tell the group how much money you spent on your latest Merkling train, Arthur? You can tell us about the Merkling train. You can tell us all about the green gribble you bought for the new trees you're making. You can tell us. We will only laugh at you, and I promise no more. Just a hearty laugh. I forgive you for acting the way you did towards me, and I'm sorry I ran away from you earlier. Rosa continued without looking in my direction, gazing at the warm cup. How would you know it's warm? This insight. She finally looks up at me, her eyes telling a story of fear, pain, and sorrow. The struggling look at her face just tells me everything. Yeah, that's what you fucking said 5 seconds ago. She wants to elaborate further and explain why she's become so withdrawn and meek compared to the bubbly and socially awkward fortune teller I remember her as. That sentence needs a follow-up, even if it's but she can't. Rosa looks at her with sympathy and takes it as an opportunity to regain control of the conversation. She takes hold of Stella's hand and squeezes it. What Stella is trying to say, Anon, is that she has been... Rosa briefly pauses, thinking carefully of how to continue her explanation, and the gaze turns towards Stella. Going through a great deal of pain since the incident, like I told you earlier. She's been finding it difficult to talk to people that she isn't used to. Oh my fucking... Listen, hold up. I'm gonna put little beans down. Hold up. We're at Beans Down Station 1. Sorry, I need to take a drink. If this becomes a fic about Anon fixing Stella, I'm out. If it's a fic about the two of them finding strength in each other, I'm in. This can be done poorly so fucking fast. Anon is haunted by spooky ghosts. If Anon doesn't get to suffer, and Stella doesn't get to fix his shit, and they get to fix each other's shit, I'll be mad. The street goes both ways. The street goes both ways. It's not an Einbahn. When I took her to the pharmacy, why did you go to a shitty pharmacy? Rosa abruptly stops her sentence as if she's just into the sensitive subject. She was turning her head as she thinks on how to better explain Stella's behavior. While she remains fixated on the tea with a sad expression. Fue una sorpresa. We were not expecting to see another amigo there. Why are you going to the shit-ass... It's implied to be like a crappy one. Your mom is a doctor. You can go to a better one, or one closer to your house. Why are you this dumb? Well, it became more clear the more thought I gave it. And the more Rosa continued to explain it. You surely probably gave her some form of PTSD. Seeing a classmate dead at school in Cal. Do you think? you think? She was there during the initial shooting, Anon. She heard 5 shots. Minimum. I got a set of the Class 33 models at about $300. They're really cool at making noises. And then a crying cat emoji. That explains the massive personality change compared to the cell I knew half a year ago. Everyone is fighting their own. Anon, if you're going to take my lessons to heart, could you do that before the fucking shooting? And then like, thought balloon spears hits him on the head. God damn it, you can't do catch-ups with this, you idiot. Watching the trains fall down. The familiar words return to me as I feel a twinge of guilt emerging from my gut. I'm not the only one who walked away from that school with scars. I don't have to be such a self-centered piece of shit. Omniscience spears. He's everywhere and nowhere at the same time. I won't stop the school shooting, but I will be in your thoughts to bother you. The room has been silent long enough that Rosa continues to hold Stella's hand as she looks towards me. They're a lesbian pair, aren't they? Damn, I'm truly sorry, Stella. I can imagine how Can you? Going through all that must have been for you. I empathize with Stella, avoiding mentioning details of the incident similar to what Rosa's been doing. I like to prevent the trauma from resurfacing. Thank you, Anon. Thanks a lot. The three of us spent the next hour and a half talking about what transpired in our lives since the shooting at Volcano High. Surprisingly, Rosa decided to stay and may take a 5th year at Volcano High, confusing me since she never struck me as the type who would need next year in high school. I mean, they probably skipped on the finals and now everything is in turmoil. She's always seemed like a diligent, hard-working girl. She explained that the incident had opened her eyes and made her realize she needed more time to contemplate her future. Oh, it's an excuse. However, I noticed a level of doubt and uncertainty when she gave her reasoning, making me feel like there was more to her decision than she was letting on. Additionally, Rosa mentioned that she took over Naomi's now vacant position as the student council president, while still being the head of... What? Who fucking cares? Why are we bringing this up? I swear this woman is trying to work herself into the grave, but she spoke as if she had some sort of obligation with her choices. I want to make a difference where I can, to fix what that puta destroyed. Definitely referring to Fang. I always thought they were a lesbian couple. When they are always together and living with each other. Listen, they are not escaping the allegations. Just like how Anon is not escaping the allegations. Just kiss Damien already, Anon. Fuck. On the other hand, Stella's situation seemed all too familiar to me, from what she had to explain with the help of Sister Rosa. Referring to herself as a hikikomori. Most of the day, she shuts herself into a room and avoids the world while living with her parents. Not going to college or even taking a fifth year like Rosa. At the very least, Stella still has parents who look after her. Both she and Rosa said that they're doing their best to support her and help her emotionally. Already doing miles more than my own parents, who pretty much threw me away after I failed to live up to their expectations. When I mentioned this, Stella began to apologize an excessive amount, assuming she's trying to give me her sympathy. History will remember them as best of friends. Listen, they lived together, they shared condoms, they had sex toys, but they're friends! No more. It's like those kids and Kids Next Door, they're fused together and can't leave each other's side. That's terrifying. But you're just describing Siamese twins there, buddy. Ah, man. When the time came to tell my own story, I explained the current situation after Volcano High. I'm unemployed, not in school, and rotting away in my apartment in Skin Row. Aren't you a neat, non-employed, educated, or otherwise in training? Surprising them both that I still live in Skin Row, even though they found me at the pharmacy in Skin Row and getting almost beaten to death by a masked midget in Skin Row. Guess I never told. Seriously, why were they at that fucking pharmacy? It feels so weird they'd go there. There's gotta be other ones in town that are closer to your fucking house. However, I made sure to neglect to mention some of the unsavory aspects of my already unsavory life. Like how I'm frequently downing pills like candy. Not to mention the constant nightmares and hallucinations I have. I only just met them again. I don't want them to know how fucked I am. Later that evening, I tried to go home, but Rosa refused to let me go due to my injuries, considering that I'm now stuck without a leg brace or how my crutches were sitting under my bed in my shitty apartment. I was hoping to just go home and shitpost the pain away, but she's right. I'm not in any condition to leave. Besides, no one has been this kind and gracious me in a long while. Who might have thrown it away? Still, I need to smoke. Fortunately, they went upstairs for a private discussion. Give me the perfect time to indulge myself. With the help of a desk chair that Rosa lent me to navigate to the bathroom without putting pressure on my leg, I guided myself towards the entrance on the back deck, where I could forget I existed for just a little bit. Greeted with a sea of stars in the night skies, I quietly opened the sliding door, all by lowering myself onto the ground, careful not to further injure my already fucked up leg. I dragged myself towards the edge of the deck, looking like a dog scooting in the progress. Sploot! After finding a place on the deck comfortable enough to sit, I take out my pack of cigarettes, opening the lid and retrieving one of its contents, along with the shitty dollar store lighter that I keep in the carton. Man's practical. Man's practical and clever. Proceed to bring it close to my mouth and light it, filling my lungs with the pungent yet soothing sensation of nicotine and tobacco, helping ease my nerves and letting me ignore the pain. As I exhale the smoke, I gaze around my surroundings to see just how big Rosa's backyard really is. Makes sense, considering she lives in the more rural part of Volgadir Bluffs, with only two other houses neighboring her own. The Castillo family must have a pretty peaceful home out here. I feel a strange sense of peace walks over me, especially with the stars dancing upon the grassy fields with a cascade of lunar brilliance. With none but me, the moonlit sky, and a poorly lit cigarette. Why is your cigarette is not meant to light stuff? It's not poorly lit. Unless you mean the cigarette itself is lit by something else, but I wish I could have shared moments like these with Fang. What I would just hold you in my arms again and see you one last time. How are you doing? Turn around, see Stella address me with a shy yet considerate presence. Adorned in an oversized, precure t-shirt accompanied with cyan shorts and kitten slippers. Why are we describing people's outfits? Who cares? Wasn't any more obvious. I guess you're staying the night too. Like you can, I don't know. I'm just very easily antsy about this stuff. Cry havoc and let slip the dogs of war. Hmm. Just pe. I mean, I'm doing a little better now. Don't be a dick, Anon. She came to check up on you. We're not being rude. I understand if you're not in the best mood. I'm sorry. That'll looks away with dejection. Thanks to me and my fucking mumbling. And again, I always feel that Anon's mumbling was rather quiet. Never thought that it's something you can hear if you're not close. Next door to some weird episodes like the sissification one. Turning into a girl is not necessarily sissification. There are additional steps to the process. If you turn into a girl, that's transgender or transsexual if you want to be like that. It's TG. The sissification requires that some masculine aspects remain for the masculinity to be demasculated by the outfit or the presentation. It doesn't count otherwise. I remember the fucking weird ass episode where they were like in the trenches and every boy was turning into a girl. What the fuck was up with that? What the hell is Kid Next Door? The lore in this show is nuts. I barely saw any of it, but what I did see, every one of them was like, yeah. Wait, Salah, interject before pausing. Again, he's using a lot of these things very close together. Interject, ejection, like a lot of weird words are very close together. I was excited to face me again to hear me. Sorry. I just haven't really spoken with anyone since high school. My people skills are a bit rusty, not that they were that good to begin with. My eyes close and meet Stella's. Albeit briefly as her eyes wandered to the skies. After what happened, I just kind of stopped trying to talk to others. She took a seat on the steps to my right. Her eyes remained entranced on the stars, remaining silent. Shall I explain further? Again, you don't have to explain which side she's sitting at. You can just say that she's sitting beside him, and then later clarify when necessary. But unless you're going to make the right side a motif, you don't have to do it. Don't do it, in fact. It just creates a motif that's not there, or implies a motif. Almost died that day. Although, it does feel like that's what happened. It should have happened. I respond and grabs her attention, who shifts her gaze towards me as I continue my monologue. No one else visited me in the hospital. Not even my own parents. May as well have been dead to them and everyone else. After that, I've just been drifting through life with no purpose whatsoever. No purpose or meaning. They also had an episode where school finds they have salad oil field and the principal enslaves the kids and turns the school into an oil refinery. Damn, need me some battle-ready armor. God damn. What do you mean a salad oil field? Retro Achievements is using the word just neutral, it's not political, about allowing a Romac with a Pokemon named Ku Klux. That's a ghost with a hood with an ability called Justified. They can be started on the Terrace Pokemon. Platforming hate isn't neutral. I mean, I don't know where I stand on that. I feel like that's fucking... What the hell is Milkshake Duct? In internet culture, Milkshake Duck is a person who gains popularity on social media for some positive shit is later found with distasteful history and engaged in offensive behavior. This term connected to cancel culture, a perceived trend of social media, sometimes resulting in celebrities being ostracized and their careers being ruthlessly derailed by a product. Why are you explaining cancel culture in this context? I mean, I know what it's... I guess that's why it's doing it, because contextually it makes sense. Pixelated boat. The whole internet loves Milkshake Duck. A lovely duck that drinks milkshake. 5 seconds later, we regret to inform you that he's racist. Man, that's almost 10 years old. How neat. Cancel culture. Also called call-out culture. Damn. Holy shit, this Wikipedia entry is huge. Why are there so many references? How do you get 112? This page is like half references and notes. God damn. I'm not even kidding. It's literally half. Man, I don't know what to think. I wish I saw Kid Next Door, but I didn't. I don't know much about it. Nobody visited me at the hospital. Not even my parents. I was well been dead to them and everyone else. I've sat drifting through life with no purpose or meaning. Maybe it's better this way. Eyes meet the ground as I breathe a deep sigh, staring at my hand holding the still-lit cigarette. It continues to burn. Seconds later, I feel the light touch of a hand on my shoulder. It hasn't been kind to me either, she says with a mixture of sadness and defeat painted on her across her face. I haven't really talked to anyone else either, other than my parents and Rosa since. Her voice is trembling slightly. She's able to finish the sentence and remind herself of the trauma she's endured. Oh wait, her senses got short. Kids Next Door is at a one-off villains called the Spanish Inquisitor. I'm getting a little tired. Getting just a little bit tired. Okay, I need to open this fucking post. I need more context. Sea lioning is a type of trolling or harassment that consists of pursuing people with relentless requests for evidence, often tangential or previously addressed, while maintaining the presence of civility and sincerity. I'm just trying to have a debate, and feigning ignorance of the subject matter. What is this comic? I don't mind most marine animals, but sea lions I could do without sea lions. Don't say that out loud. Pardon, I couldn't help it over here. Now you've done it! I would like to have a civil conversation about your statement. Would you mind showing me any evidence of any negative thing any sea lion has ever done to you? Go away. There's no need to raise your voice. I'm right here. I'm just curious if you'd like to... I love how this is looking like an old-ass comic. You made a public statement for all to not be able to defend the statement you're right, or something like that, reading discussion. I told you, dude, sea lions. She was zooming in an hour. Man, I feel like someone's explained sea lion to me like 5 times by this point, and I just keep forgetting. Which the Independent called the most apt description of Twitter you'll ever see. Wait, isn't Retro Achievements the website that, Isn't Retro Achievements the website that lets you, like, do achievements for old video games? Like, oh, I beat this video game like this. Wait, Ty Tuesday? I always got the impression that Ty Tuesday stayed out of this shit. Huh. I thought it was the kind of guy who just... I don't know, man. Man. Pokemon Clover, oh my god, it's 4chan. You know, when they say turn-based RPG, what they mean is that it's based in turns. It goes on and off. Goddamn. Oh well. All I can say is that things are looking a little muddy. I want to read this fucking ghost story about ghosts. I like spooky ghosts. You know, it's good that I have something to look forward to in life. They say no one expects the spinach inquisition. Nobody expects Brussels sprouts. Who even makes those nowadays? Nobody expects those. Spinach is kind of like bread and butter. I can expect some spinach. What the hell's this? Let's have a watch. Oh my god. No, Slugcat. Slugcat, no. Let's have a gander. Oh, I need to post this because I know someone who likes hyenas. No, that's the wrong place. There. I haven't got the soggiest, but that one does. Where were we? Oh yeah. Really, it's okay. I know what you mean. You're not alone there. It's been hard, I reply, uncertain of anything else to add. Yeah. Stella returns a hand from her shoulder. From your shoulder? And returns it to her lap. Shh, fuck! You did the same verb twice, and it's not even cool effect. Oh! Damn it. Why can't I be better at this shit? Is my self-imposed exile into neatdom really turn me to this much of an unsocial audience? You always were! If anything, you've returned to nature. So, the beginning of Stella's sentence snaps me a bit, back at attention.
How's your leg feeling? Does it hurt?
Well, it's inflamed, it's throbbing, it's fragile. Those are the words that come to mind to describe how it feels. My leg feels like it's practically about to fall apart any second. I wouldn't say that, though. Still, it's pretty bad, not gonna lie. But it's not as painful as before. The shy Stego's expression turns to one of concern as she examines my leg in its crippled state.
I still can't believe someone would just hurt you like that.
Said I remained fixated on my leg, with a sympathetic expression.
No one deserves to be treated like that.
I mean, gosh, I deserve worse than this. A brief, yet comfortable silence passes us, putting my suspicions at ease that I'm not mumbling whatever self-deprecating bullshit that goes through my mind. So, seen any anime lately? I turn and ask the somber Stego, trying to lighten the mood.
Oh yeah, I've seen a couple of good shows recently, actually.
She beams, albeit slightly in response to my question.
Let's see, there's Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Promise Neverland.
I heard Promise Neverland gets bad in the second season or something. Like, it starts off good, but then it just flops the entire concept.
And then there's Beastars,
which is extremely gay.
Ellen Demon Slayer.
Listen, I don't know what to tell you. I've read like one. God, they translated it to Dutch together with Jujutsu Kaisen, and all I can say is, if they're gonna release that shit like months apart, I don't give a shit, man. I'm not gonna read these months apart. Although admittedly, I did like what the first little volume. That was cute. That was cute. I think it might be fun to read. I don't get Jujutsu Kaisen though. It's been a very flat read where I'm like, there's nothing about this that's really exciting or interesting. Like, the combat, not exciting. The characters, I don't give a fuck. The setting, it's just Japan. Like, nothing about Jujutsu Kaisen makes you go. But Demon Slayer's got an interesting setting. It's got a character I'm like, yeah, kick his ass! Love it. Promise Neverland starts as anime The Great Escape and turns into generic shovelware. Yeah, that's what I heard. And okay, where does Legoshimak while we do it? It's important. It sure is. It's not gay if it's vor. I've been told. I cringe a little on the inside, being reminded of Stella's normie taste in anime. So the simple question seemed to brighten the mood. She held consistent eye contact with a slight smile.
What about you, Anno? Watching any good shows lately?
I haven't really watched any anime shows lately, shockingly enough. For the past few months, I've just been glued to my monitor, roaming the various dreg heaps of the internet, with the occasional rock ring playthrough every now and then. The fog enveloped my brain, made it difficult to recall any memories of seeing anything new, except maybe. I think I honestly thought I'd answer come to a rough stop to feel the searing and tingling sensation in the fingers of my left hand. Oh, god damn it, I forgot my cigarette! Ah, shit! I cry as I drop the cigarette, supposedly remains a hot stop by left foot. Wait, surely by this point you've developed different muscle memory, Anon. Mistakes are made. Forgive my instincts. Pretty sure cavemen are not.
Anno, are you okay?
My sudden outburst called Stella to shoot her from her seat with the word expression. Before I can respond through my pained breathing and panting, a tirade of Spanish emerges from the house. ¿Qué está pasando aquí fuera? ¿Están todos bien? The yelling emerging from the house grew louder and louder as the source of the tirade approaches the sliding door. Anon, what happened? Are you alright? Rosa called out as she moves the desk chair away from the door, emerging from the entrance barefoot, walking on a set of in a plain yet colorful pajamas. Why are you not over-describing her outfit? This was just what we got. Running towards us both to investigate my pained cries. It's also how you dress it up. Like, if the paragraph is just an outfit description, it comes across really different than having some linking sentences in there. Not today, nicotine. Ugh, he's not getting slime today. I'm okay. I just did something I wasn't supposed to. That's a weakness, and if I live off the ground and hold it in my or touching the ground. Don't use the ground. God damn it. English is not this man's strong suit. What do you mean? What? The inquiry is cut short as she noticed the stomp remains of a cigarette in my foot. It just happened to be a second ago. Like a switch of word expression to the one of annoyance. Before I can explain myself, I get a quick upside my head. Oh, what the hell? No fumar. ¿Quieres matar tu pulmón? Tu pulmones y apretar a casa? She angrily interrogates me in a mother tongue. Besides, what are the two of you doing out this late? You should be asleep now. It's almost like that's exactly what I'm trying to avoid right now. But why, Anon? You need it most of all. You are injured. The tone of her voice softens slightly as she responds to my mumbling. She doesn't need to know. She doesn't need to. I couldn't sleep if I wanted to. I have insomnia. The glance Rosa gives me in response says it all. Come on, we know that's a lot of bullshit. A piercing stare causes me to give in and let her decide. Wait, you haven't seen nicotine ads for Superman where he just like kills a guy for selling kits? I'm sorry, what? Hold the phone. What? A piercing stare causes me to give in and let her decide. Okay, I can't sleep. Not because I physically can't, but because I don't want to. I confess to both of them as they continue to look at me with concern. I've had nothing but nightmare when forced to relive that day. Again and again. It's becoming more gruesome and horrific than the last. I just can't anymore! Rosa kneels beside me and raises a hand, but she places it on my shoulder rather than across my head this time. Lo siento, Anon. I can't imagine how hard it must be for you. Rosa attempts to comfort me while patting my shoulder. But you need to rest. It'll only be harder for your leg to heal if you don't try to rest. I really want to sleep, but seeing how fucked up my leg is, and I really have anything to help me stay awake. I guess I don't really have much of a choice, especially when I'm trying to reason with Rosa. Okay. Muy bueno. Here, I'll help you up. She responds, relieved at my answer. Just like before, she approached my right side and Stella on my left. And then dos tres they go. Some pillows and blankets from the couch. Thanks, Rosa. I don't know what to say. Listen. Listen, I know that you don't know just what to say, but we all know there's one person who does know just what to say. Okay? Listen. And listen. Hold up. I found it. Hold up. I found it. I need you to know about Rhapsody Street Kids. You don't understand. It's extremely important that you know just what to say.
Great grandma, you always know just what to say. Christmas.
I feel wiser now. I feel a little wiser now. Like I know just what to say. Grandma's tired from carrying that entire movie. Grandma was never the same after getting run over by that reindeer. God. I remember seeing a review, I think, of this, and I forgot who it was. But they were really good, and I wish I could find it again. Anyway, we finally enter the living room and see the course down. I really mean it. Thank you so much. Glad I found you again. Oh wait, what's this? Author notes? Oh, this can't be that old, right? Like author notes are not that old. All right, there we are. So with the characterization of Anon Bad Apple, these are the choices he would have made throughout the playthrough. So he's silent. Tails, Lee Fang alone, so he doesn't ask for help. Joking around is a good way to move past mistakes, so he fucks up that scene. Interrupt. Oh, no. Stay silent is the guitar thing. Interrupt is the rooftop scene. Excuse yourself? Yeah, that's at the bathrooms. Fix the cables. Play the guitar. Ignore Trish. Go home early. Instead of talking to Trish. Or whatever. So far, like I said, I feel the biggest problem with this is just the English is pretty bad. Like, there are some serious just writing issues and stuff. However, this is a few years old. And honestly, my problems are almost entirely related to the structure of English. And, like, fuck it, man. If I start complaining about your language, that's always better. The Goodbye Volcano High Room? What the hell is this? Oh, this is terrible. This is terrible. We're gonna ignore that. Subtitle may be wrong, whatever place for the wording 4.5 months. Not 4.5 months, it's the title of the subtitle. Man, look at this. There's no need for a comma when only 2 items are listed. Yeah, oh my god, questionnaire! Can I get up top? I think questionnaire yelled at some of my fics though. So no up top for you, questionnaire! You yelled at my works! I should be glazed! I haven't posted anything in a while though, so... Misses one period, hollow and empty words, both the same meaning, use a different one. You can use the same thing twice for effect. On the beginning of the sentence, words neat. General overuse of words. Isn't overuse of words? I mean, it's a pretty generic standard word. 20 times, it's not even that bad. Alright, so, we'll do the next chapter tomorrow. Oh, we're just doing this at the beginning of every chapter. Huh? We've got a cover. Alright, we're starting off with more ghosts. I love spooky ghosts. Oh, it is called that because of Bad Apple. Oh, man. All the chapter names will be references to the lyrics of the song. Wah wah. Clays that have to be considered part of the rules. Ghostbusters. Yeah, so yeah, we'll do more later. Not tomorrow. I'm afraid that tomorrow evening I'll be unavailable. I'll see what happens. We'll see where we are when we get there. But for now, we're back. This fix got promise. Honestly, considering the setup, it would have to fuck up real goddamn hard to piss me off. Like, the margin for error here is very large. You have a lot of wiggle room, buddy. Like, if we're not doing a solid repeat, you got... The sudden hallucination in the kitchen is very well done. Oh, I like that. So yeah, be here next week. Be there or be square. I might do something in the middle of the week too, because I kind of want to keep some pace going. How big is this chapter compared to the other one? A little longer, it looks like. Not too happy about that. But yeah. I'm glad that I can be reminded I can like things too. I can like things too. My fic, Snoot Mania. It's Snoot, but Anon is replaced with The Undertaker. You know... You know what they say, Luigi? Good ideas half the distance. So yeah, come back next week. We'll do more. I'm gonna go write some stuff, and even though I'm explicitly making a fucking a file of like this is 1 or 2 chapters for something so that I can just publish it. I'm still not publishing it, Safi. What are you doing with your life? You make a folder just so you can throw some shit out there. You're still not throwing stuff out. You idiot! You're so dumb, Safi. How could you be this? How could you be this stupid? How could this happen to you? I should have cut this up more so I have more videos to upload, but instead I don't. Meh. Live long and write whips. Hell yeah, brother.